Welcome to the Ohh Show with Orlana Darkins Drewery, your connection to events, topical interests, issues, and the movers and shakers in our world, and the opportunity to learn things that make you say, oh. Joining me today are a few of the cast members from the stage play, God Guys, to discuss the poignant and heartwarming play that centers around 6 African-American men who share stories of triumphs, setbacks, and everything in between. Is writer, director, and co-producer Nay Stubbs, visionary and co-producer Nathaniel Brown, and actors Troy Bland, Corey Polk, and James Thompson. Everyone, welcome to the Ohh Show.
Thank you for having us.
So much. Appreciate it.
So, Nathaniel, we're going to kick things off with you. So the play's central theme is about the bond between 6 African-American men. You are the visionary behind the stage play. Why was it important to you for audiences to see these relationships play out on stage?
I think it's very important for people to see what Black men talk about, what they go through, what they experience. For one, for the Black man himself and others to see that we can do that. Mm-hmm. We can come together. We can be vulnerable. We can talk. But then also to be able to share and hit on some of these issues that we normally don't talk about. We want to normalize these topics, these themes, so that we can have it every day and we can show other people that you can do it as well. So that's pretty much the reason it's so important. Usually we hear about women getting together and they talk about everything. You don't usually hear about men doing that. So we wanted to kind of flip the script a little bit and show you that, yes, men need to do it as much as women.
And it seems to be working. Since the show's debut last year, each show was a sellout success. So much so you had to bring it back this year. So what do you credit to the success of the stage play?
For one, I know that people say it's different. We have an amazing cast. We have an amazing crew. We have an amazing writer and director, and I'm amazing as well. So all of those things come together to bring about a production that is entertaining, but we're also educating, and we're also really addressing these topics in a way that is welcoming. And so many people get an opportunity to see things and experience things that they haven't done before. And because of that, they enjoy it. They love it. They get a chance to come closer to the issues, find out things about their family members and friends and others, and realize that, hey, we all need somebody.
Now, this is an all-male cast play, and obviously you are a male. So, Nay Stubbs, you are the writer and director of the play. Was it difficult for you as a woman to develop a script that would resonate with the all-male cast?
Surprisingly, no. I don't know if I should be concerned with that, but surprisingly, it was not difficult at all. Just being involved in the type of arts that I'm involved in, where most times I'm writing about life. I'm writing about things that we deal with, and just having over the years heard so many testimonials and so many situations in men's lives, females' lives, what have you. And then once I gathered, enough information and just bounced some things back off of Chuck, it just all came together. So there was no complexity at all in writing the script.
Awesome. So Troy, I'm going to ask you a question. One of the key themes in the play is about the importance of friendship and support. How does this theme play out in the interactions between the characters, and what lessons can we learn for their relationships?
Well, I play the role of Bobby, and let me just say this: it's something about the guys when we got together. We were friends from teenagers, since we were teenagers, and to come and have this reunion together, we was having fun and everything. But then all of a sudden, hard topics and discussions began to come up from our personal issues. So what I would say is that, there's a trust factor involved with the friends. And, you know, and I like to say that when we have issues in that problem, it's okay to talk about it. It's okay. So some people think it's kind of taboo not to say this, not to say that, but it's something about when you're comfortable, you're uncomfortable, but then you're all comfortable, if you understand what I'm saying. Would you have to discuss these issues with your friends?
So Troy Bland, you mentioned the name of your character. Who is your character in the stage play, and can you share a little bit about him?
Yeah, sure. My name is Bobby in the play, and let me just say this: all of us have professional jobs, okay? And I myself, I'm a cosmetic surgeon to celebrities, and I'm more of a jokester. I have fun, but I'm somewhat like kind of distant from everybody. But I'm glad to come back to everyone. And in the midst of my joking and my having fun, I have an identity crisis. So, which will be revealed, you know, at this time of the play.
I see. And since we're talking about the characters in the play, Corey Poe, who is your character in the play, and tell us a little bit about who he is.
Okay, I play the character of Dante. Dante is the CEO. A self-proclaimed, renowned ladies man, because of some of the things that happened early on in his childhood that he used as a coping mechanism. He's funny, things that are sort of hard. He sort of has just a light way of approaching them. Then he digs deep into why he is the way that he is and the desire to not be that way anymore. Which I believe will hold true with all the characters in this production.
Okay. And James Thompson, who is your character, and share some details about him.
Yes, my character is Rico, and I'm actually the black man that is totally in love with his wife. And things happen. And there's some vulnerabilities that come out that a lot of times black men won't speak about. Can't give you too much because we got tickets for sale.
Right. Exactly.
I almost gave too much, but I had to reel that back in real quick. So yeah. And it's Rico that's totally in love with his wife. And you're just gonna have to show up and see what happens and what makes him actually show his heart and actually give things out that a lot of black men just will not give out.
Okay. So since you're talking James Thompson, let me ask you the next question that I have for you guys. So how does the play explore issues of race and identity? And how do these issues interact or intersect with the characters' personal stories? Since you didn't want to give me all the stories, you know, I got to hit you with that question.
Yeah, and I still have to make sure I don't give too much because I'm about selling tickets. I need people to come see me on stage and see the explanation of what I'm actually about to say. So, yeah, I do believe it does hit on the racial side of it, but I actually feel that it hits more on a description of racial identity that we have as black men. I think it hits more there than what they think of us.
Mm-hmm.
It hits there, but also is mostly of what we feel that they think of us. And honestly, just from a personal, as a James Thompson, not Rico, 75% of it is true. And then the rest of it is more of, like I said, it's just things that we think that they think about us without knowing. It does hit there. It does go into characteristics of how you actually feel once those type of things are presented to you and how you kind of react to it. So again, I have to reel myself in. I'm looking at Nay. She's looking at me in a way that if I was standing in front of her right now, her look. So I'm gonna pull it back right there and say, hey, buy them tickets to come see the rest.
So you guys mentioned early on that the play talks about a lot of issues. You uncover a lot of issues. Corey, how do these issues intersect with the characters' personal stories?
Well, they intersect being that just like in real life, things happen to us. it reminds me of a story in the Bible. Don't want to get preachy, but it was about Mephibosheth. And he was crippled while his nurse was trying to rush him out to save his life. And in that process of trying to save his life, she caused him a lifelong damage. And so that's the thing that happens to us as human beings. They're damaged and we pass on that damage. And so we just find a way to come and deal with that damage to make it be okay to be not okay.
Mhm.
So that's the main thing of how these characters intersect. We all have a story. And then we come to find out, even though we've been close for so many years, we never knew these things about one another. For whatever reason, we didn't feel comfortable speaking to one another about them. Maybe we thought that we would be judged if somebody knew these things about us. So in each and every character, I feel like that every Black man, every Black woman, everybody, not just limited to race, can find a piece of their lives in these situations.
And Nay, just to piggyback off of what Corey was saying, the comfortability of being safe with each other to share, was that one of the principles you wanted to relay in the play? You're on. I cannot hear you.
Can you repeat that? I got a knock at my door that totally interrupted.
Oh, no problem.
You can edit this, so.
So Corey had mentioned that one of the things in the play was it shows that there's no judgment, that the friends came together, was sharing stories, and there was no judgment. When you were writing the play, was that one of your main principles to illustrate that there was a need for us to feel safe with each other so we can share?
Most definitely. We threw around, Chuck and I, some multiple locations even, because we wanted to create such a safe place. And we settled on in a kitchen because, with Black families, that's where it goes down with the conversation. We either talk over creating the meal, developing the meal, or eating it, or, both. And that's, what worked. That was the magic in bringing these guys together and creating this safe space. So while they're being fed physically, they're also feeding each other, even though that wasn't the intent in coming together, but they ultimately end up feeding each other in this safe space that they've created.
So the play is notable for its all-male cast. So Nay, does the absence of female characters affect the play's theme and dynamics? And this question is for you, Nay, and for C. Brown.
Well, from a female's perspective, I would say no. The physical absence is notable, but I think it's also notable that the female is not absent from the script, because a lot of what these males are dealing with has to do with a female, be it from the pain, from the loss, or what have you. So they're very much still within the script.
Okay. C. Brown?
I agree with that. And I also think that we've all at some point wished we were a fly on the wall somewhere. And so this is also an opportunity for our sisters, our mothers, our aunties, everyone to be able to be that fly on the wall and see what Black men go through, deal with, what we've been struggling with. And so you're able to see ways that you can help, or that you'll learn something and know how to address a Black man differently now that you understand some things, since we've invited you into the kitchen, into this intimate space where we're talking about issues such as addiction and molestation and identity crisis, and so many other things that, again, we don't normally talk about, but we do it in a way where we're open and we're honest with these characters. And that also invites these women in to be able to see where they fit in the story as well. Because many will see their fathers, they will see their husbands, they will see their sons, their brothers, but then a lot of them will see themselves in the other characters that are behind these stories as well. So it really is a full circle, complete story that includes everyone. It doesn't exclude them just because it's an all-male cast.
Troy, what do you believe the message, or what message do you think the play is trying to convey about and community?
Well, the message I think it's conveying is to be open, and it's okay to get help. Especially Black men, we are stigmatized. A lot of negativity is going around with us, and we have some problems, yes. But the thing about it is, when we have these problems, identify it, be open, be vulnerable, share it with someone. It's okay to share it. So we want to let the community know that, I want them to see themselves. They can see themselves through our characters and say, wow, this is me. Or I know somebody else that's going through the same thing, but the message is to go ahead and identify it and do something about it.
And, we talked about this play was debuted last year. And because of the success of it, this is its second run. The production is filled with humor, warmth, emotional depth. Do you believe those are the ingredients that it's bringing these audience to want more and to invite other people to see it again or to see it for the first time?
Oh, most definitely. The thing about it, it's not just there's a lot of emotion in it. We have the joy, we have the laughter. At the beginning, we're clowning with each other. We're honest with each other. So we want people to get, take back or take from it what they think that would really help them. So I'm proud to be part of a sold out show that was last year. And I'm telling you now, people, get your tickets. This is definitely a treat and a healing for you.
So speaking of tickets, where is the stage play being held and where can we buy tickets? Anyone, C. Brown?
Yes, sure. The play will be held at Seven Stages Theater in Little Five Points in Atlanta, Georgia. It will be on June 17th and 18th, which is Father's Day weekend this year. So we're super excited about that. And you can get tickets online on Eventbrite. And that's at God Guys ATL Run 2, RUN 2 .eventbrite.com. So God Guys ATL Run 2 .eventbrite.com. And you can reach out to any of us individually and we'll make sure you be taken care of as well.
I love it. So, Nay Stubbs, writer, director, and co-producer, correct?
Yes.
Visionary and co-producer C. Nathaniel Brown, actors Troy Bland, Corey Poe, and James Thompson. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. Before we sign off, is there anything that you want the audience to know about God Guys? Any final thoughts?
Okay, I'll chime in here. I saw the first play as a spectator, as a supporter. And when I tell you this play is powerful, it hits points that a lot of us do not want to recognize. And this is for males and females. We just had a rehearsal. When I tell you that rehearsal was a therapy session, it was church, it was a releasal, it was an anointing. And I promise you, you can get all of that from this play. And again, it's on Father's Day weekend.
Right. And it's also directed to the youth as well, too. The youth would definitely, find themselves identified with our characters.
And that was actually going to be my next question. We mentioned women are invited, but when you say youth, is there an age range? Because it sounds like you're hitting some pretty hard topics.
Yeah, a lot of the characters' stories happen while they're teenagers.
Okay.
So 13, 14, 15 years old. A lot of things that were traumatic happened then, but 30 years later, still dealing with those issues because you haven't been able to talk about them. So we show that there are a lot of things that happen around that age. And so even the topics and the issues will be relatable to teenagers. And so we want to make sure that that's, something that we're cognizant of and that we're intentionally looking at those groups to be able to help them now so that they don't have to wait 30, 40 years to deal with it.
I love it. So the Five Guys, the stage play will be at Seven Stages Theater, and that's Little Five Points in Georgia. Okay, I want to make sure I have it all right. June 17th and 18th. Tickets are available on Eventbrite, and that's God Guys,
Correct.
ATL, run, the number 2, .eventbrite.com.
Correct.
And guys, don't worry if you don't have a pen to write this down, because we're going to post it on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. So you'll have all that information so you could go see it. So C. Brown, Nay Stubbs, Corey Poe, Troy Bland, and James Thompson. Just a few of the members, the actors of Guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I got to see if my husband wants to do a road trip.
Oh, he does. He definitely does.
Great. Yeah.
Air trip. Let's do an air trip. Jump on the plane. Get there.
Right. Well, you know what? He doesn't like to fly, so it's going to be a road. It might be a road trip for him. I'll be flying.
Okay.
Guys, thank you all for joining me on the Ohh Show, and thank you to everyone who listened in or watched the Ohh Show with Orlana Darkins Drewery. Thank you so much for your support, and keep shining.